Today is day 41 of the war, and I am just back from a small town on the outskirts of the Kyiv city. This name of this town right now is known all over the world, and the name is Bucha. I want to share what I have seen there today. I have seen mass graves of 300 people. I have never seen so many bodies at once. I have seen people killed with their hands tied behind their backs, families killed together, and sometimes people killed alone. They were peaceful people. They didn't bear arms. They didn't have any weapons with them. And though they were killed, they were destroyed by Russian army because they didn't find that my people can exist. They decided that we cannot exist. They decided to commit genocide on my people. And this hurts and breaks my heart. We were talking to the survivors today. We were talking to people who came in for humanitarian support. And I'm so thankful to all the friends who are sending us the support that we can give to people. We have spoken to women who were raped so many times by Russian soldiers, and their children had to watch it. We were talking to mothers whose children died of pneumonia because they had to sit in the basement for 39 days without seeing any light of the day. We have talked to people who are telling us that at the very beginning, they thought that it was a good idea to show their white flags and paint red cross on the cars where they were carrying wounded and write the word children on the side of the car where there were children. And then at some point they understood that for Russians, it was the opposite, because these particular places where it was written children were destroyed first. Cars that had red cross on the back were shot first. And cars with the white flags hanging, they were shot first. I want to share some of the pictures with you of what I have seen. So I have seen a home that was destroyed to the ground and burned with people inside it. But the fence was intact. And there was this, the sign on the fence written by somebody, then put into a plastic file and then very accurately stick to the fence. The sign said, "We are peaceful people." So somebody wrote that, but it didn't help. And they were indeed peaceful people, but they were still destroyed. They were still killed. We have talked to a family whose relatives were shot in the car. There were two boys on the back seat. The boys were carrying white flags because they have seen in the movie about the pirates that if you don't want to fight, you have to carry the white flag. And the car was still shot. It was shot with everybody who was inside because it didn't work. We have talked to women who faced the pain of being raped and sexually assaulted, and who will need to stand up and tell the world what happened to them. Because my decision to go to this terrible place, to take this darkness inside me, was made because at some point, I want every war criminal to be prosecuted. I know what happened in Ashraf, and I want to tell you that I now can understand what happened there. I want to make sure that every single war criminal will be found and will be placed upon the court. And I want to be one of the witnesses who is standing in front of Putin when he will be prosecuted and executed. I want him to be hanged, because what I have seen, this pain, this destruction that my people had to face, that doesn't have any kind of forgiveness, and this cannot be forgotten. I'm taking this darkness inside so it will not be repeated again. And right now I'm talking to all the world leaders. I'm talking to all the organizations. You need to act now. 40 days was enough to make all the decisions that you needed to make. 40 days was enough to make sure that you stop buying Russian gas and oils. 40 days was enough to give us the necessary weaponry so we can stand up for ourselves. 40 days was enough to figure out where the red lines are. I can tell you where they are. They are there in small town at the outskirts of the city, which is called Bucha. And right now, while we are talking, there are so many places in my country where people are still suffering, where people are still sitting in the basement, their children dying, women are being raped, and people are being killed with their hands tied behind their backs. And I want this to be stopped. And I can be as armed as possible. And our army can be so brave. But if we don't get enough weapons, we will never be able to win this war. And we want to win this war to stop the horrified things that we have seen. So I would like to thank you for all your support. I would like to share the pain that your nation is also going through. And I want to make sure that at some point the organizations that were created to stop the wars, to make sure that the wars like this one will not exist in the earth, that they wouldn't happen. Thank you, and glory to Ukraine.
Thank you. Greetings to my dear sister. Your words shock our hearts. Our deepest condolences to the people of Bucha and the people of Ukraine. The catastrophe has shocked the world and awakened people. It again showed that the people of Ukraine are paying the price of their freedom and independence to the maximum extent. These horrific scenes bring to mind the massacre of political prisoners in 1988, the summary of execution of PMOI members in Camp Ashraf, Iraq in 2013, with their hands tied behind their backs, and the mass killing of 1,500 innocent protesters in November 2019, the perseverance and resistance of the people of Ukraine heralds their victory. These days, you and Ukrainian people have aroused, awakened the values of resistance and paying the price for the liberty and independence wholeheartedly and spreading these values all over the world. And I salute you and the important message of you, that is resistance and resisting with all its prices and sequences. And once again, thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you for all your help and support.